Rise for the national anthem. Good morning. Welcome to Edgewood High School and the commencement ceremony for the class of 2023. I am Dirk Ackerman of Edgewood High School. I have greatly enjoyed watching these boys and girls grow into young men and women they are today. This is a very academically focused class, as is recognized by 2 valedictorians and 3 salutatorians. The class of 2023 has had to overcome one of the greatest obstacles presented to a graduating class, and they have done so through perseverance, hard work, and a togetherness that exceeds almost any previous class I have encountered. They have achieved tremendously academically, in sports, and in the arts. Several students have received the equivalent to multi-year college scholarships for their excellence in academics. Included in this group is a band program that won 2 state championships in ISMA competition in marching band and winter drumline this year. As well, we have 2 state contenders in the IHSAA girls state track meet today. These seniors have led their peers in many more successful pursuits. Thank you for many great memories to all of you. I know full well the potential this class holds for future success. Families, thank you for sharing your sons and daughters with our faculty and staff as we have worked hand in hand to prepare them for what lies ahead. To our audience, the class of 2023, the faculty, the administration, the Board of School Trustees, and I would like to request the courtesy and cooperation of the audience this morning as we honor each graduate respectfully. This is a formal ceremony that deserves the respect, and we just request that you refrain from shouting or using any type of noisemakers throughout the ceremony. Each graduate and family member should have the opportunity to hear the speakers and to hear their names announced during the presentation of diplomas. Thank you in advance for your consideration as we celebrate this milestone with these young adults. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms. Jenna Crosley for the class of 2023 welcome address.
Good morning. My name is Jenna Crosley. It is my honor to welcome you to today's graduation ceremony of the class of 2023. It's been a long time coming, but we have finally made it. On behalf of my classmates and I, we would like to thank our fellow teachers, administrators, families, and supporters that are sitting amongst us today. Our high school experience sure has not been the easiest. Remember that time freshman year when we thought we were getting an extra 2 weeks of spring break and the entire trajectory of our high school path changed? Nevertheless, we rose to the challenge, we conquered our trials, and finally got to enjoy an amazing and normal last year of high school. Whether you have been an Edgewood student your entire life or just settled here this year, I believe that we all wound up here for a reason. Those of you sitting before us have motivated us to be successful, as well as encouraged us to make every moment worth it, even if that means making mistakes along the way. We've waited ages to see this day, to finally be on our own, and while that can be scary, it's time to start a new and exciting chapter in our lives. We've given our everything to get to this day, but the time has now come to say goodbye, and an utmost thank you to those of you who have stood alongside us every single day. The class of 2023 cannot thank each and every one of you enough for teaching us to believe in ourselves. To our teachers, administrators, family members, friends, and anyone else who has supported us along the way, it is because of you that we stand here today, and we will be grateful forever and always. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Addison Keller, and I'll be introducing one of the co-valedictorians, Felicia Bolander. Knowing Felicia through band, academic bowl, and being co-presidents for French Honor Society with her has exposed me greatly to Felicia's willingness to help her peers. She has tutored countless students in class, created and shared hundreds of study sets, slideshows, and Quizlets, peer-reviewed many essays, and worked as a part-time tutor after school, all of which has thoroughly prepared her for her future. Felicia plans to attend IU to study education to be an elementary school teacher. She plans to get certified to teach math through all grades K through 9. Apart from this, she is one of the kindest and most truthful people I've ever met. Co-valedictorian Felicia.
Thank you, Addie, for that wonderful introduction. Most people who know me have heard me say over the last few years, I don't want to be valedictorian. And don't get me wrong, I'm honored to be up here today, but I didn't want to be because I didn't want to give a speech. But here I am, so I'll try to make it worth your time. When we were little, we probably all dreamed about growing up, about being and doing whatever we wanted to, and having complete control of our lives. I wish I could say that's what happened, but that's not how life works. No matter how hard we try, we can never be entirely in control, even of our own lives. Just like we can't control time or the weather, there are a lot of things we can't control. We can't control our genetics. Some of us are naturally good at school, others at athletics, others at socializing. We don't get to pick and choose our natural abilities. We also can't control unexpected events. It may be illness, injury, loss. It could be anything good or bad. But no matter how much we try to prepare for it or even prevent it, there will always be unexpected challenges in our lives that we can never see coming. We also can't control other people. We can't control what they say or what they do, even if we try to persuade them or guide them a certain way. People can betray and hurt us, or they can help and uplift us, but the choice is ultimately up to them. With all of these things out of our control, it can be easy to want to give up, to say, no matter how hard I try, nothing goes according to my plan, so what's the point? I have no control. But that's not true. Even when everything else is seemingly out of our control, we will always have one thing, and that's ourselves. No one can take away our ability to choose what we say and do. Although we can't control what natural skills and abilities are given to us by genetics, we can decide what to do with them and how we react to them. For me, school has always come easily. I've always been good at it, and I don't have to try all that hard. This last year, I took physics, and the conceptual and theoretical part didn't come all that naturally to me, but I still did well in the class. When in the last semester I felt a little underprepared for one of our tests, all I did was pay a little extra attention in class for the last few days and then reread my notes 5 minutes before the test was handed out. And that was enough for me to only miss one question. In the same class, however, I had a friend who wasn't quite as naturally good at school. And let me be clear, she's a very smart person. It just takes a little more time and effort for her to completely understand the concepts. When she felt underprepared for that same test, she went through every practice problem and every lecture slide from the entire unit. She went to resource to get one-on-one help from the teacher. And in the end, she had a study guide more than 10 pages long, which she studied every day for hours until she was ready for the test. It would have been easy for her to say, physics doesn't come easily to me, so I'll just pass the class, I'll just get through. She could have focused on things she was already good at, like sports or her social life. But instead, she took something that was naturally weak for her and she made it strong. I still wouldn't say physics is her strong suit, but she didn't let her inherent difficulties with it stop her from getting an A and even enjoying the class. We might not all have some outstanding strength or weakness we need to work on, but we do have one thing in common. We can't see the future. But if you could, what are you doing here? Since I assume none of us can, we'll all have to face unexpected challenges throughout our lives. I doubt any of us could have predicted that we would spend the end of freshman year and all of sophomore year in a worldwide pandemic. We couldn't control the constantly changing schedules and health protocols. We had to miss out on a lot of normal high school events. We had to miss out on seeing each other every day. And we really couldn't do anything about it. But we did have a choice. We could let the difficulties and limitations of that situation bring us down and give up. Or we could try to make the best out of a bad situation. Even though nothing we did could change the devastation, we were able to find some bright spots. We found ways to do sports, band, choir, even social gatherings, even if they were social distanced. It was a struggle, but we made it through with perseverance. If I could leave one thing with you today, it would be this. Some of us have our whole lives planned out. Others don't even know what we're doing tomorrow, much less in 5 years. But no matter where we are now, or where we end up in the future, whether it's the path we see ourselves on right now, or somewhere we never would have imagined, don't let your weaknesses and challenges prevent you from becoming the person you want to be. Take control of who you are. It's been hard, but we've made it this far, so let's keep going. Congratulations, class of 2023. You did it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Lanham, and I have the privilege to introduce Connor Bolin, our second co-valedictorian of the class of 2023. Connor Bolin is the son of Brandy and Rick Bolin. Throughout high school, he has participated in National Honor Society as well as Spanish Honor Society. He was also a part of Spanish Club. He played lacrosse for 4 years, 2 of those being my teammate. His work ethic and drive to succeed is above any other I have known. And tell me, he was the leading scorer for the lacrosse team. He's an incredible kid. He enjoys hanging out with friends, playing the drums, as well as making music and listening to music. He is going to Indiana State to study mechanical engineering. Congratulations to Edgewood's co-valedictorian, Connor Bolin.
Thank you, Josh. Good morning. On behalf of the Edgewood class of 2023, I'm honored to be up here today to celebrate the accomplishments of this group of individuals. But before we reflect on our time here in high school, I would like to thank those who have stood by our side over the past 4 years. To the Edgewood staff, teachers, and administrators, thank you for your constant persistence and effort in building our education and preparing us for life after high school, even when life took an unexpected turn. To the family members and friends here today, thank you for supporting us students in our academic and athletic activities. Without you, our countless hours of studying and practicing would have but a fraction of its importance. To my close friends, thank you for providing me with countless memories that will forever remind me of the positives of high school rather than the hardships. The acronym B4L will always stand with me as a symbol of the power of friendship in stressful times. Most importantly, to my family, thank you for believing in me and never giving up on me, even when I wanted to give up more than anything. To Emma, thank you for always encouraging me and setting an example for me. Even though you used to pick on me as a young kid, you've taught me to stand up for myself, which is probably why you've stopped messing with me so much. To Nathan, thank you for acting as a role model for me and always helping me with new experiences. The journey through high school and deciding what to do after high school was much easier in light of your insight and assistance. Lastly, to Mom and Dad, thank you for taking care of me, supporting me in every endeavor, and providing me with so many life lessons that have made me the man I am today. Whether it be treating others with respect or putting together IKEA furniture, the lessons you have taught me will last a lifetime. Without my family, there's no way I would be standing up here today or would have been able to accomplish the tasks that I have throughout high school. Words cannot truly describe how grateful I am for all of you. In preparation of this speech, I first started to reflect on the most memorable moments of this class. This, however, yielded very difficult, and I was unable to quickly come up with super vivid occurrences. Our freshman year started out very normal, from worrying if we'd be able to find our classes to looking up to a senior class that we had never gone to school with. But this quickly changed when we didn't return to school following spring break. The next 2 months would then be filled with waking up 5 minutes before our first Zoom meeting at 8 a.m. and taking 15-minute naps in between the following classes. Finishing up this first year of high school in this manner probably left most of us with many questions. What will next year be like? Will we have to wear masks to school? Will we even go to school? And the answer to this last question is sort of. Relationships were very difficult to manage during sophomore year, as those with last names A through K were at school one day, while the next day was only those with last names L through Z. This schedule resulted in online school 3 days a week, which meant the only time we saw some of our friends was on Wednesday Zooms and on the weekends. To be completely honest, the rest of sophomore year is kind of a blur, so we're just going to skip that for now. Then came junior year. If you thought freshman and sophomore year was difficult to get through, we were just getting started. Our third year of high school came bearing gifts, including AP and ACP classes, as well as our favorite standardized test in the whole world, the SAT. Despite more difficult classes and a larger expectation of finally being upperclassmen, junior year was our first taste of life returning to normal. No more masks or strict regulations prevented us from having a close to normal year of school, yet we still missed out on opportunities that wouldn't reappear until senior year. The transition into high school seniors was nerve-wracking, yet exciting. We were finally the big dogs on campus, which meant dealing with yet another questionable freshman class. This, however, didn't matter too much, as all of us were just hoping that the 180 days would go by as quickly as possible so that we could finally start the next chapters of our lives. I'm proud to stand in front of you today and let you know that today is the day that we have all been waiting for and looking forward to. This class of students is incredibly resilient and determined. We, as the class of 2023, have had everything but a normal high school career, but we made it. And if we can make it through the hardship that we have, then we can achieve incredible things. Whether you're going off to college in the fall, attending a trade school, or simply entering the workforce, everyone in front of me today is capable of leaving an impact on our world. If you remember one thing from my speech today, I hope it is this. Stay true to yourself and put your effort into something that will reciprocate meaning. Continue to be resilient and make the best of every situation. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, take one thing with another, and the world is a pretty good sort of world. And it is our duty to make the best of it and be thankful. I would like to congratulate the class of 2023 on their accomplishments and grit. I wish all of you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
One of the most special moments, I think, of the Edgewood High School graduation is the presentation of roses. Each graduate has 2 roses that they will present to special people in their family. Mostly could be friends, but somebody helped them get here today, somebody that really supported them. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I am proud to introduce the instructional faculty of Edgewood Early Childhood Center, Edgewood Primary School, Edgewood Intermediate School, Edgewood Junior High School, and Edgewood High School. Many of these faculty members are directly behind the class of 2023, symbolic of how they have stood behind and in support of the students the past 13 years. They have been in the classroom, on field trips, sponsoring academic competitions, sports, music, drama, and many other activities. Teaching, mentoring, and counseling, supporting, even loving these students. They have been a very proud part of their lives and are elated to see the success that will be demonstrated when the graduates walk across the stage and receive their diplomas. Edgewood Schools, staff, faculty, please stand and be recognized. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. You don't get to sit down. Equally as proud, I would like to recognize all faculty and staff, custodians, instructional assistants, office personnel, coaches, bus drivers, office staff, cafeteria workers, and administrators, former and present, of the Richland Bean Blossom Community School Corporation. Would everyone else please stand to be recognized? These men and women have also spent numerous hours with your sons and daughters, making sure they arrive at school safely, communicating with parents, cooking meals, cleaning up their messes, and you know how that is, parents, overseeing programs, and many other duties. You may be seated. Thank you, RBB staff, for being the true driving force behind the success and education in this community. At this time, I have a special recognition for a special staff member. Mr. Hammett, would you please stand? Today, I would like to give special recognition to Mr. Mick Hammett. He has been in the Edgewood School District for 42 years and is retiring at the end of this year. Actually, if you count his student teaching, 43 years. He began in 1976 when there was not a position available the next year. So he student taught in 76, and there wasn't a position at Edgewood the next year. He taught and coached for 2 years at Eastern Green before returning to the school that he loved so much. I don't know of anyone that has more of a heart and passion for our students and our programs. No one. Mick will finish his career as the athletic director of Edgewood High School for the past 18 years, but more importantly, as one of the greatest educators I have had the opportunity and privilege to work with. We are seeing the end of an era at Edgewood, but he will continue to mold and guide softball players for the next few years. Please give a warm and well-deserved applause to our own Mr. Mick Hammett. Thank you very much. Choir members, please join Mr. Paulson and your peers. Audience, please enjoy the nationally recognized music of Music Warehouse under the direction of Mr. Brian Paulson as they perform You Were Loved. This beautiful song was written and arranged by our very own Edgewood Choir Director, Mr. Brian Paulson.
We all want to make our place in this world. We all want our voices to be heard. Everyone wants a chance to be someone. We all have dreams we need to dream, sweeter than any star you can reach. Then when you reach and find it, you found someone. You'll hold this world's most priceless thing, the greatest gift this life can bring. If you can look back and know you were loved. You were loved by someone, touched by someone, held by someone, meant something to someone. Love somebody, touch somebody's heart along the way. You can look back and say, take that road alone. Better you should know you were loved. There's something to someone. Love somebody, touch somebody's heart. You can look back and say, did remember to tell that one. You are loved.
Now I'll be introducing the commencement speaker. Knowing this person almost my entire life through countless 4-hour band rehearsals and 9-hour competition days, I can confidently say he puts in the most hours into his students and programs out of any of the educators at Edgewood. In his 25 years of teaching, has accumulated well over 50 awards and honors, including 4 state titles at Edgewood. Knowing him as a family friend, teacher, and coach, his efforts to push his kids are relentless, and the lessons many of us have learned from him will last us a lifetime. Known for his colorful outfits, including kilts, every color pants imaginable, and a shoe collection that has almost gotten him into a divorce, Mr. Wells.
Hello. Nice. Before I get started, I would like to thank the friendly superintendent, Dr. Sanders, the RBB CSC School Board, Mr. Ackerman, Mrs. Dirk, Mr. Musselwhite, Mr. Hammett, Mrs. Wright, our counselors, our custodians, our parents, friends, and family, and last, but certainly not least, our superheroes, our RBB CSC teachers. Without their hard work and dedication, today just wouldn't be the same. So class of 2023, take a second and recognize the countless hours that have been put into you from your earliest days of kindergarten to your last answer that you put down on your last final as a student here at Edgewood High School. Please give these amazing humans a well-deserved round of applause. Now, on to the main attraction of today, you. What can I say? You did it. You finally got your slightly above average comfortable chair in this gymnasium. You made it through a global pandemic. You were asked to motivate yourself to wake up and see your teachers via Zoom. You were to do your homework on your own. You were to wear masks, stay 6 feet away from each other, asked to get vaccinated, saw, read, heard many, and I mean many, countless ideas of how COVID started and it spread. You lost over a year of valuable teenage years, and this is how you were rewarded, a speech by this guy. I'm not real sure if you're winning yet. Anyway, I was asked by Mr. Ackerman in April if I would like to be the commencement speaker for graduation. I paused a minute and had the hamster in my head completely come to a screeching halt. It was 7:30 in the morning, and I did not have a real chance to wake up yet, but I knew it would be a decision that I could not take lightly. So I said, as the champion of passive aggressiveness, can I think about it over the weekend and get back to you? I truly knew when he asked me that it was something that I wanted to do and something that my life would mean more than any words could ever express, which led to my anxiety of it. I want your day to be special. Because it's not just your day, seniors. It's your family's days. It's your teacher's days. It's anyone who's had any contact with you in the last 18 years' days. It is a special day and will be for the rest of your life. I know that some of you might not know me as well as others, so I'd like to just give you just a little bit of my story so you know a little bit more about where this speech today is coming to you. I was born many years ago. I won't give you the age, but it was many. And I was born to the two most amazing parents that anyone could ask for. I, of course, did not know that right away, and to be honest, I'm still learning that every day that I'm alive. But I knew one thing was for sure. I was loved unconditionally. I'll never forget the pure joy I had just hanging out with my dad. Whether I was going to work with him, whether I was just laying on the floor listening to music, setting a dinner table, any of the weird things at that time, and I thought everybody did, I did with him. I wanted to be there. I was his shadow. My dad was the man. Please don't get me wrong, Mama Wells, she's as awesome as the day is long. But she was also the disciplinarian. So of course, as a young kid, I gravitated toward the spoiler, and my dad was that guy. He genuinely was the man. He was the smartest man I know. No offense to Mr. DeMoss, but he had every answer to every question you could possibly ask. If you wanted to know what the middle name of the third Russian Tsar was, he knew it. If you wanted to know how to build a bird's nest and how they were built, he knew it. If you wanted to know about the Galapagos Islands, where they were, how they were formed, who founded them, and what's living on that, he knew that as well. His dream was to be a teacher, and he was. Though he came a couple credit hours short as becoming a biology teacher in Indiana State, he knew it, and he knew that his dream, that he wanted to make sure that every person that came into this world had a great education. This led him to being on the school board, where I remember hearing him talk on the phone for hours to parents, administrators, and teachers, trying to make sure that everyone had the tools and the ability to have a great education. He taught many people and many lessons along his short life here on earth. And today I would like to share with you a few of the lessons that he gave to me that I hope you can use in your life. Number one, and there's a reason why this one is number one: work hard. I think that even if you don't know me that well, you know I teach music. I picked up music as a full-time profession in 7th grade. I had 2 amazing band directors, and it was here with them and my dad along the way that one of the major things in my life would become very, very clear. I was not talented. And if I were to have things worth having, I would have to work for them. So for you today, this is the first lesson I would like to pass along: work hard. I know some of you may cringe at the sound of the word work, and for some of you, work might be a foreign language. To be truthfully honest, you're about to walk out of these doors to a world that never stops revolving and evolving. I, along with everyone here, want nothing more than for you to have both a financial and, more importantly, an emotional, fulfilling life. But that doesn't just happen. You are not magically going to walk out today and wake up tomorrow with everything your heart desires. You have to work for it. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes the work is cringy. Sometimes you can't even imagine the work that you'll have to do. I learned this lesson the hardest way possible. I roofed a gymnasium in Illinois in the middle of August, only wearing shorts and using tar. It was painful. I learned that lesson that day. I was not a physical laborer, but I could if I needed to. But back to the topic of working. Like I said earlier, I was not talented. I wasn't talented enough to skate by on anything in the music world. And my dad, in his kind ways, was always there to help me find my push. He would always tell me that anything that is worth having is worth working for. I am sure you've probably heard this quote many times. And this phrase, while it's easy to say, is extremely difficult to abide by. We live in a world where we have so many things that can happen instantaneously for us and to us just by pushing a button. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could have a Diet Coke DoorDash to me, and it could be here before my speech was over. So to follow these rules of this phrase, you have to be patient and understand that just because you worked hard that day, that you might not see the gains until further down the road. It may take time, but I can attest and will firmly stand here and say it's true. What you put in, you will get in return. If you dedicate your time and effort to something, the return will be priceless. I'm living proof of this. I have many physical items in my life. If you know me, my shoe game is strong. Ask my wife, as Addison said. She will tell you. But it is the things that I have to work for hardest in my life that I hold on a pedestal higher than anything else. My marriage, my family, my friends, and just as much of those, my things in my life that I have earned because I wanted them more than anything. So I worked for them. At the time, I didn't know that was what I was doing, but in the end, when I reached my goal, the earned outcome was something that was more than I could ever expect or ever understand. But I knew one thing, that it was mine, and I earned it. There's no better feeling than knowing that what you accomplished is truly yours, and you have done that today. And even though the band has had several state championships, and a few times now, the trophies will always stay here at Edgewood. But the feelings and emotions that I get just thinking about all the work that those groups have put in to achieve those dreams will forever stay with me. Number 2, be good people. Let that set in. Be good people. Again, like working hard, this one is way harder to do than to say. My dad was the epitome of a good person. If he had something and you needed it, it was yours. His time was your time. His thoughts were just as important as anything else. Excuse me, let me rephrase that one. Your thoughts were just as important as anything else. He walked across the state of Indiana for Vietnam veterans. He housed many homeless, fed many needed, and was active in not only in activities that myself and my brother and sister were in, but was active in all the activities he could to make the difference for everyone else. Like I said earlier, He ran for school board just so that he could help all kids have a great education and the opportunities that he could give to them. He taught me from very early on that everyone is good at some point, even if they are not. Hold the door, say thank you, and spend as much time as you can making sure that the people in your life are loved and cared for. But most importantly, love the ones that you don't know. Show compassion and understanding. We unfortunately live in a world that is very quick to forget these very important things. So I'd like to challenge you to go out and be good people. The simple act of a smile and a hello to a stranger could possibly change their day. Yeah, there are some that are going to look at you. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to roll their eyes. They're going to have any other negative activity that they could possibly think of because they're not yet ready for that. But don't give up on this one. We need you now more than ever to help this world of ours get back into the beauty and grace that we deserve. And it will only happen if you are willing to share the good in yourself. Last but not least, number 3. Enjoy the moment and have fun. Last lesson I would like to share with you today is another one of those tricky situations, and I'll start it out like this. The past few weeks, I've tried to talk to as many of this amazing graduating class as possible, and my simple question to them has been this: are you ready for graduation? And to no avail, most of the answers sounded something like this: I can't wait to get out of here. I understand, believe me. I want out too, and I need some time to just get away from good old 601 South Edgewood Drive, Ellettsville, Indiana. But I want you to know one thing: you will miss this time. Maybe some more than others, but you will. High school must have been for you a roller coaster ride. Bear with me on this one. High school for you must have been a roller coaster ride while you're holding a scalding bowl of tar that is about ready to spill and burn you. All the while, you are still breathing the fumes through your masks as you try to decipher what is true or false in this world. Though, it is a thing that you will never get to do again. So along with asking you to work hard and to be good people, I ask you simply this: enjoy it. Make the best of every moment. The way we handle difficult situations is how we are defined. And as you grow, the difficult situations will continue to grow as well, unfortunately. I found and learned this lesson out the hard way. Like many other things in this one lesson will stick with me forever. By now, you're getting to know my dad. So let me say, I don't think he truly intended to teach me this lesson this way. But sometimes the most influential lessons tend to come in a very drastic and dramatic way. When I was in my early 20s, my dad had a massive brain hemorrhage. He was hospitalized. He had surgery, and we were told that he would recover and only have minimal loss of the left side of his body. But unfortunately, that information was false. One thing led to another, and he passed in the hospital bed. I only tell you this to explain to you this one simple yet daunting lesson: enjoy every moment. There's not a day that goes by that I wish I didn't have just one more second with him. Just one. As with everything, it will most definitely come to an end, and when it does, I want nothing more than for you to have squeezed all the greatness out of everything you do. Like most video games that give you endless lives and opportunities, in life, you don't get those. There are no restarts. There are no turn the controller off and try again. We are only here for a small amount of time. High school for you has had to been 4 years of the weirdest time of your life. But I would like to ask you just to take a second and bear with me. I would like you to just think about the great things that you've done since you started this journey. All the friends, all the activities, accomplishments, and memories that you've made here. Think about where you were when you heard the world was literally shutting down. The thought of starting school and having to sit apart from one another while smelling your breath daily under a mask. Think about the first day back to school where we didn't have to wear masks. For that matter, think about the first day back to school. While at these times, they might not have been monumental activities, they were. The repercussion of all these activities the past 4 years will need to be repaired for many years to come. So while we are in the same place for only one last time, I would like to ask you this. Pause for a moment and truly enjoy the last bit of time that you have as an Edgewood student. I know that it is easy to want to jump to the next thing, even before you've landed on the thing that you were looking forward to. But, and I say this again, but there are many, many special things in the world, and I ask you to take them and enjoy them. Unless it's a root canal or paying your taxes. Get that over as quick as you can. So, here we are. Me unable to turn the page. So, here we are, for one last moment. I can't honestly explain to you how much it means to me to be able to share your special day with you. To wrap it up, I, like everyone here, has come to see you. Can't wait to see you change the world. But do me a favor, don't give up when it gets hard. Don't try and skip the moment, but embrace it. Work hard for what you want while you share the beauty of who you are. To my band kids, thank you for taking a chance. And to all the class of 2023, thank you. And I, like everyone here, look forward to seeing the change you make in this world. Thank you. Now, it is with my utmost pride and honor to present to you the 2023 senior band members. If you would please go join your bandmates in the back as we will perform for you our chorale that was written for us by Mr. Derek Latham, known as the Latham.
Sorry about that. The class of 2023 has been awarded over $800,000 in scholarships and received numerous awards and honors throughout this and previous years. At this time, I would like for all students that have received a scholarship, honor, or award, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations to all who have received awards. You may be seated. At the awards night, there were 3 students that were left off the list, and we would like to recognize those students now. Ashley Pierce received the Manchester University Presidential Scholarship, Haley O'Hare received the Cowden Scholarship, and Anthony Goff received the Next Generation Hoosier Educator Scholarship. Congratulations to these students as well. Addison Keller, would you please rise? Edgewood High School is proud to recognize the William Earl Brown recipient. William Earl Brown went to school in Richland Township and graduated from Indiana University. This scholarship goes to one Edgewood senior who will attend IU. Selection is based on financial need, academic achievement, personal goals, character, and leadership. The Brown Scholarship pays for the total cost of attendance at IU for 1 year. This year's recipient of the William Earl Brown Scholarship is Addison Keller. Next, I would like to take a moment on this occasion to recognize a group of young men and women who have made the commitment to serving in the armed forces and for our country. Would all of those individuals please stand and be recognized now? Thank you and congratulations. You may be seated.
At this time, we will present the graduates with their diplomas. Row 1, please stand and approach the stage. Audience, please hold all of your applause until each graduate has been presented with their diploma. Ty Matthew Abel. Calla Marie Abril. Sabrina E. Aker. Hunter Lee Allen. Braxton Harlan Ross Ames. Logan Russell Anderson. Braden Arnett. Kendall Riley Ash. Garen Reed Adelot. Quinn Michael Balcom. Nora Grace Beatty. Charlotte Paige Bema. Alexi Grace Bennett. Elizabeth Paige Benson. Carl Montgomery Bohm. Felicia Nicole Bolander. Connor Andrew Boland. Joshua Charles Bauer. Austin Hunter Bolin. Would the second row please stand and approach the stage? James Cullen Bradley. Katrina Diane Brown. Kennedy R. Bruns. Ethan Kyler Buck. Carter Helm Buell. Ariana Lynn Carpenter. Keegan James Chambers Crum. Kaylee Dawn Christie. Liberty Star Klarner. Alexia J. Clayton. Cannon John Collier. Mason Alexander Cornwell. Natalie Christine Correa. Clara Care Crane. Jenna Carol Crosley. Zane Gabriel Davis. Caden Eugene Deckard. Coral Jonelle Demick. Miranda Rayanne Demick. Karma Alexa Renee DeBrule. Owen Joel Eaker. Jackie Lynn Edwards. Bailey Marie Evans. Faith Elizabeth Field. Cassandra Lee Fields. Gabriel Edwin Fleener. Mackenzie Lynn Fletcher. Haley Nicole Flora. Elena Louise Flynn. Chase Braden Frankie. Would the third row please stand and approach the stage? Zachary James Falk. Emma Grace Garrison. Kyle James George. Isaiah Michael Garone. Sydney Kate Glasscock. Blake Thomas Goodwin. Anthony David Goff. George William Gregory. Jonah Adam Grimes. Jalen Christine Hazley. Xander Hammonds. Joshua Gary Harden. Emma Grace Hardwick. Mason Riley Hardy. Caden Noor Harrington. Noah Paul Havens. Natalie Marie Hawkins. Ella Michelle Hayden. Lindsay Joe Hetty. Michael K. Hetty. Ryan David Helms. Rachel Ann Higgins. Madeline Marie Hitchcox. Nathaniel Scott Hickson. Livia L. Honeycutt. Luke Alexander Hopkins. Braden Riley Hubble. Zadie Mae Hudson. Would the fourth row please stand and approach the stage? Felix Frederick Huff. Danny Hussein. Saf Hussein. Zoe Isaac Allen. Sabrina Marie Kellums. Addison J. Keller. Aiden Thomas Kinzer. Olivia Rochelle Coring. Jenna Danielle Kramer. Jordan William Kramer. Charity L. Lang. Maggie Grace Langley. Joshua Thomas Lanham. Mason Glenn Law. Maddox Lawson. Alexander H. Lefebvre. Nicholas P. Lefebvre. Derek Ezra Lentz. Cullen Andrew Light. Trinity K. LaRoe. Emma Rose Livingston. Ian Livingston. Braden Scott Lloyd. Zarin John Mann. Blade Scott Martindale. Jordan Elaine Martindale. Adia Rose May. Brian Alexander Scott Mayfield. Would the fifth row please stand and approach the stage? Nicholas Joseph McCullough. Ava McDonald. Gavin Ross McNeely. Andreas Medina. Dakota Lee Medley. Madison Lynn Merriman. Hogan Clark Miller. Allison Rose Mills. Zachary Todd Minnick. Ashton Martin Moore. Grace Isabel Morris. Grant Daniel Moulton. Grace E. Mullis. Gretchen Margaret Mundy. Blake Neely. Gabriel Tanner Novak. Haley Lauren O'Hare. Lorelei Oakley. Nathan Stanley Oliver. Rebecca Owen. Annalisa F. Owens. Rhiannon Nevea Paley. Gregory James Pate. Disha Patel. McKenna Renee Payton. Paige Lynn Marie Perry. Would the sixth row please stand and approach the stage? Reese Aiden Pivison. Peyton Marie Riffle. Callista Lynn Roberts. Jalen Drew Robinson. Candace Danae Rosemeyer. Matthew Thomas Rosemeyer. Keith David Rubeck. Curtis Saff. Winifred Sue Sater. Brooklyn Ann Scott. Mackenzie Jessica Smerud. McKaylee Elaine Smith. Peyton Michelle Smith. Tanner Jacob Spencer. Caden Michael St. John. Eli Joseph Staggs. Haley Renee Summerlot. Dane Alexander Summit. Dallin Michael Stephen Tanner. Kara Noel Temple. Wesley Ray Terrell. Faith Elizabeth Thomas. Toby Cash Turner. Malia Riley Vest. J. Nathaniel Walden. Allison Kayleen Walden. Destiny Elizabeth Walls. Would the seventh row please stand and approach the stage? Tiffany Jean Walls. Zeke A. Wiesner. Cameron Wells. Zachary Michael Wells. Taylor R. Wortham. Joe West. Braden Michael White. Ian David Richard White. McKaylee Bryce Whitaker. Matthew Alexander Williams. Maxwell Alexander Willis. Hayden Grant Wilson. Jasmine Marie Wilson. Ashton Clayton Winders. Hannah Page Ray. Genevieve Wright. Anna Marie Wynn. Alexis Lynn Zemlek. Aiden Christopher Ziliak. Please give these graduates a round of applause.
Class of 2023, would you please stand? Dr. Sanders, as the principal of Edgewood High School, I have the great privilege and pleasure to present another outstanding class the class of 2023. Despite the many obstacles, COVID, online instruction, hybrid instruction, contact tracing, quarantining, these students, these young men and women stand ready to prepared to take on the world as it is given to them. This is the next graduating class, the class of 2023. Good luck, grads.
Class of 2023, you are an impressive group of students. It has been an honor to serve as your friendly superintendent. I do have some advice that I give every year. As you begin your next journey in life, remember where you came from and all those who had a part in shaping you into the person you are today. You have been given a great gift by being able to attend such a premier school corporation as RBB and living in such wonderful communities as Ellettsville, Steinsville, and surrounding areas. The next stage in your journey in life will be successful if you take this great gift with you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Richland Bean Blossom Community School Corporation and the state of Indiana, I declare you, the class of 2023, to be forever graduates and alumni of Edgewood High School. You may turn your tassel. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Liberty Klarner, and I'm one of the people that are going to be doing the closing remarks today. Seniors, we did it, woohoo. We have grown a lot with each other. No matter how close you are to the person next to you, we can't deny the amount of growth we've had as a class. Each year of high school has been a different experience for us all. Starting as freshmen, ready to start that new adventure in our lives, to figuring out how to learn virtually throughout a pandemic, and then trying to get back to the swing of how things used to be. But we were lucky to end our high school career with a sense of normality, and with that, we have learned many things and grown even more as people. It has been a journey with you all, and I cheer you on for making it through high school and getting ready to start this new chapter in your lives. Thank you for a very eventful past 13 years, and I can't wait to see where the future takes you.
My name is Natalie Hawkins, and I want to congratulate our seniors one last time for how they have persevered through high school and for all they have accomplished. I want to thank you all for coming out to support us today. Now, I will leave you with a quote by Roy T. Bennett. "Do not let the memories of the past limit the potential of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve on your journey through life except those in your mind." Thank you, class of 2023, for the journey of a lifetime. Now on to bigger and better things. Thank you.